Hi, I'm Tom Spiegel with the Spiegel Law Firm, where we represent people who've been wrongfully fired or afraid that they might be. Today I want to talk to you about workplace shootings, and I hate that we even have to do a video on this, but as you have seen in the news, it's a steady drumbeat of workplace shootings all across the nation. And the question is, what rights do employees have if they are injured in a workplace event, a shooting like that? There are two primary areas of law. The first is tort law, right, which governs physical injury, also called personal injury. Those are the kind of actions that an employee would have against a shooter and potentially even their employer or other related entities. For example, if there's a third-party security company that was supposed to be providing security, you could have a tort or a personal injury claim against any one of those three entities. The difficult part about making it stick against your employer is our workers' compensation laws. Almost all states have some kind of workers' compensation set of laws that covers just this: what happens when somebody is injured at the workplace. And in many instances, if not most, suing your employer in a tort claim or personal injury claim will be barred under a workers' compensation claim. Now, you can bring a workers' compensation action, and there are attorneys who specialize in that. You should consult with one of those. It's a very complicated area of the law, and one of the key questions will be: was the injury truly workplace related? If you are if somebody comes in off the street and shoots up an employer and you're hurt, but it was because of a personal beef that they had from outside of work, that may be considered not sufficiently related to work to be covered by workers' compensation laws. So you want somebody to make a good argument that this is indeed a workplace injury. Of course, some of them are very clear. If if HR fires someone and then that person reacts violently, clearly that's a workplace-related injury that would happen to someone who is injured, and you would probably be looking at a tort claim or a personal injury claim against the individual. Again, like I said, if there are any third-party security companies or some other entity that was supposed to provide security, and then workers' compensation, you'd file a workers' compensation claim against the workers' compensation policy that your employer has. So what rights do you have after the shooting? There are some that employees have. First, if you have been unfortunate enough to be physically injured or even suffered a mental disability like PTSD, like generalized anxiety disorder, anything that's recognized by a doctor who would be treating these, you would be covered under the Americans with Disabilities Act. And that requires an employer to give you the any accommodations that you need to allow you to perform the essential functions of your job. And this can be a wide variety of accommodations. It can be everything from time away from work. It can be a different office location. It can be different work hours. It's really whatever you and the employer can work out. So you would request an accommodation, and then the employer has, under the law, a requirement to engage in a good faith negotiation with you to try to reach a resolution, some workplace change that allows you to continue to work in your current job. The other one is the Family Medical Leave Act, which is currently the only federal law that requires employers to give you job-protected leave. It's not required to give you pay for it, but they are required to give you up to 12 weeks of leave if you have a qualifying condition, which is usually a serious medical condition, is what it's called under the law. Anything where you're in the hospital, you're under the continuous care of a physician. This could include mental issues as well. You could be entitled to the Family Medical Leave Act. The one hole, or two big holes in the Family Medical Leave Act, is it generally only applies to larger employers with 50 or more employees within a 75-mile radius, and also you have to be working there full-time, usually a full year, before the act will apply to you. But if it does apply to you, you could be eligible for job-protected leave to recover from injuries of any type. There are also some anti-retaliation laws that could protect you if you are raising issues of workplace safety. OSHA, O-S-H-A, is the government agency that regulates workplace safety, and they've got standards that employers must meet to provide a safe workplace. Now, that doesn't mean a completely risk-free workplace, but nevertheless, if you raise a claim and you file a claim with OSHA saying these are my workplace safety requirements or regulations were violated, and then the employer takes action against you, fires you, demotes you, denies you the promotion, that could be considered retaliation under the Act, whether or not the employer actually violated an OSHA provision. So that's another area that could protect you. There are some state level laws that will also protect you from retaliation under these circumstances, again, for raising these sorts of workplace safety issues, but those vary state by state, and you'd want to contact an attorney in your state to find out whether you are covered under those laws.